Hi everyone, this is Deng writing strategy action plan video. He is a 7th grade and he's at language level 2 in English. I'm first going to go ahead and read the writing prompt that he was given and then what he wrote. So the prompt said, global warming has become a serious threat to our planet. Explain what we can do as citizens to reduce the effects of global warming. You may want to consider factors such as recycling, the impact of fossil fuels, oil, gas, and coal, the impact of consumerism, buying things, and then this is what Deng wrote. As citizens, we can do many things to reduce the effects of global warming. The recycling, don't throw the water bottle, don't throw the paper, don't throw the plastic, recycle the garbage and make use of again and again. The impact of fossil fuels, don't drive the car, don't use the oil, gas, coal. They don't make again so gone. When they burn the global warming, the impact of consumerism, many consumerism buy things and just throw anywhere or somewhere else. So based on his writing, I found that one of his strengths is that he does address all the components that were part of the prompt. He does talk about recycling, the impact of fossil fuels, such as gas, oil, and coal, and he does talk about the impact of consumerism. And then another strength that I found for him was that his introduction was very solid. It really hooks the readers from the beginning. It's also free of grammatical errors, and it also provides readers with an idea of what he's writing about. So I really like his introduction. However, I found a few weaknesses for him. Like I said, his introduction was very good, but after that, most of his sentences were very choppy and incomplete sentences. For example, he writes, they don't make again so gone. As you can see, that is an incomplete sentence. And then another weakness I found for him in his writing is dealt with punctuation. He seems to misplace the periods. If I go back and read one of his sentences, a couple of his sentences, he says, that recycling, period. Don't throw the water bottle, period. Don't throw the paper, period. Don't throw the plastic, period. So here you can see that he seems to put periods in unnecessary places. And then another of his weaknesses I found is that his sentences don't have the direct subject or the verb. He says, don't do this, don't do that, but it doesn't have a direct subject. So based on his weaknesses, I think that the best strategy for him will be the framework strategy. According to the Gibbons text, this strategy provides learner with explicit framework for the kind of writing the rest of the classroom is doing when they are working independently. I think this strategy will benefit Deng because he seems to have issues with organizing his ideas and also with sentence structure. So I think this strategy will really help them out with those things. So this is how I would model the strategy for Deng. Hi Deng, today we are going to be writing about the effects of global warming on the environment. But before we do that, we are going to go ahead and complete this diagram. Let's start out with the title. Remember that the title needs to provide readers with an insight about what you are writing. And then let's complete the first box. Here it says, what the discussion is about in my opinion. The topic of this discussion is, remember that we're talking about the effects of global warming, and then my opinion is that, and then explain to readers what you think about the effects of global warming. And then the second box is arguments for. Here I want you to provide 3 evidence that supports what you think about global warming. And you can start this by saying, there are a number of reasons why I believe this. First, provide your first evidence. In addition, and finally. And then we have the counter arguments, arguments against. Here you can start out by saying, on the other hand, some people argue. In addition, they also say. And then we come to the conclusion. And for the conclusion, you can end your paper by saying, however, my view is that because, and then here you can also talk again about what you think about global warming and then provide evidence. Once you're done with completing this diagram, you can go ahead and start writing your paper. I think that this strategy will benefit him because he will be it'll help him out with organizing his ideas and also with sentence structure.